We are now recording the August 12th, 2016 Small Business Accounting Advisors. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Whoa.
So we're all hot, except for Dennis. He's not on yet. I don't know what happened to him. He always has the pleasant weather.
I'll be in Lake Tahoe next week, so I should be cool then.
Nice, nice.
Yvette should be cool.
I'm sorry?
Yvette should be cool, right?
Well, right now we're probably about 98 where I live.
Oh my.
You know, I live
In the Bay Area, she's in the inland Bay Area. She's not out on the coast.
Okay.
yeah, where I live. It's
hot
hot in
in
the summer, very hot. Everybody's got swimming pools in their backyard, except for me. But yeah, it's really pretty though here. I love California. Love Northern
Nice.
California. It's really nice.
Nice, nice, nice.
But I got air conditioning, so
Hi, Mariette.
There she
There
is.
she is.
Marianne, are you here?
Always smiling.
Having a bad hair day, so I'm wearing smart sheets.
Yeah, well, that's why I know.
Pimping your smart sheets.
Yeah, I didn't wash my hair today, so I'm gonna just be bender butt all day today.
Okay. So, Deb, you were a genius. What were you a genius with? Tell us your story.
Well, I'm doing this car dealer, and with the car dealer, you have, you on a bill of sale of a car, you got the retail, you got the tag, title, doc stamps. I mean, if you look, all of that stuff. So I told them to take the system and make a spreadsheet with every column of the item that shows up on the bill of sale, and that has to total whatever you collected. And then I took that sheet and created a TPI, Transaction Pro Importer thing, where now I'm not going to go through and reconcile the bank where oh, well, that money went into that deposit, blah, blah. So all the money went into a sales, I call it a sales clearing account.
There you go. I love
Sales
it.
reconciliation account. Okay, so all the money goes in there. So I imported that. It was about 500 deals. Well, fortunately, what they did is when they put the deal together, they put down the actual cost of the vehicle. And I'm like, hey, that's great. I can actually put in the cost of sales to get the gross profit. So, as I'm putting in the checks, I'm like, well, here they bought cars from different dealerships, whatever. So, of course, I'm thinking, okay, well, when I write the check to the car, that's because I have to debit something. And I said, well, okay, I'm going to put that into inventory. So there's my debit to an asset. Of course, you credit cash. So now I said, all right, well, now I have to put in the cost of the car. So I thought, okay, if I put in the cost of the car I'll just import using Transaction Pro Importer checks with the cost of sales. And I thought, okay, well, that's a problem because how am I going to relieve the inventory? So I'm going to have the expense, but the inventory is still going to be there. So I sat down with my pen and paper with my T accounts. I thought, okay, how does it work in QuickBooks when you're doing inventory? Because I was not going to turn on inventory.
Yay.
So I thought, oh, what it does, it has that, takes it out and puts it in. So I thought, oh, I know what I'll do. When I took the spreadsheet they had, created another one. Too bad, if I could share my screen, I would share it to you. It's beautiful. And so what I did was I had an item that was the retail car value as an item on the Transaction Pro Importer to import as a check. The payee was going to be a zero-sum check. The payee was called car purchase or something. The number, I numbered them all, out of the sales reconciliation account. Didn't really matter because it was zero. And I couldn't use a journal entry because you can't use items in a journal entry. So I thought I'll use a zero-sum check. So I used the item, and then I made another map that was the expense tab was negative the amount of the inventory sold. So the expenses account, so when you totaled the check, it was actually zero. And then I thought, well, what I can do is I'll use the last 7 digits of the VIN number as the check number, because I use the last 7 digits of the VIN number for the sales receipt number. So that way, if they ever want to say, well, they could actually match up the car sold and all that stuff. So
Nice, nice.
I imported it. Was like, woohoo, man. when it worked, it was like, wow, that was exciting. So
Nice. Congratulations. Was it desktop you were using?
yeah, they're on my, in the cloud. In fact, when it was funny, I thought, as I'm doing this, I like everybody on QBO because it's just so much easier. But the problem with car dealers, I don't know if there's a car dealer software that integrates with QBO. I always, with any car dealer I do, I say, I will not track the car profitability in QuickBooks. You need to get Wayne Reeves, any of the systems to track it, and then we just import, the information. So I thought, I don't think there's one yet for QBO. So I thought, man, what I need to do is find someone that's good at creating the code and go to that hackathon and come up with a car dealer app.
Yeah.
I don't know how to write code, but I have all the ideas of what I need, So
So you could partner with someone and come up with a
yes, I thought, well, that would be cool, because then, boy, it would be great to have a car dealer app so they could use it.
Can Mike Branch?
Yeah.
Can Mike Branch write that type of code?
I don't know. I mean, I just thought I'm sitting. How I don't know about you, but I sit here and I think of stuff all the time when I'm working. I just don't, put in numbers. In fact, I posted on Facebook yesterday. I said, if clients think that in fact, I talked to a client about this, a prospect. I said, if all you think I do is move my fingers to type numbers into a system, that's not what I do. That's just like, I interpret what that means. Pardon?
That would be boring.
Yeah. So when I'm putting that stuff in, it all has meaning. And where's it all acting? And what's it gonna do? And all that kind of stuff. I said, any numbskull can just, you get an 8-year-old to type it in.
Right.
So
You need to be the interpreter between
Right.
real life.
but they always say, like yesterday, this girl said, well, there's not a lot of transactions, so it shouldn't cost me that much. I said, I don't charge by the transaction. You don't seem to understand. If you just want transactions, you're talking to the wrong person. I said, but, this girl had 5 years of non-filed tax returns. So I said,
It comes down to what you said. How can people run a business?
so I said to her, she goes, well, what will this cost me? I said, I can't tell you because I haven't seen the stuff, but I will tell you this. You're looking at least $18,000. I just took 300 times 60.
Right.
No.
$18,000. I said, well, you had a part-timer from Craigslist sitting and doing this, so you wouldn't have to be calling me 5 years later. You would have paid her about 75.
That's right.
You're getting me cheap, and I'm going so if you want me to do it, it's going to cost you that, and I expect payment in advance.
Question is, what would it cost her if the IRS catches up with her?
Well, right. Well, the thing is, I do ask my payment, well, why did you call me today? Like, something happens for them to pick up that phone
Right.
to make that call.
On the door.
And she goes, oh, well, I have to get my stuff filed because I have the chance to get this big loan to go build this, whatever it was. And I need to get this done now. So I'm thinking, okay, well, now I'm thinking you need this quick, which means, means the price now is even going higher. It's so,
Like a pain point.
yeah. Although another girl called me up one time and she needed her taxes done, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, why did you call me? Well, my CPA says I need to do this. I said, well, what do you think? I really don't want to do this. I said, then let's not work together because, I said, it's just like, when your husband says you need to lose weight, you go, okay, you go to Weight Watchers, but unless you want to lose weight, no matter how much he wants it, ain't happening.
Right, exactly.
So the CPA, the fact that he wants it done, oh, good for him. But the fact that you don't want it done, not good, let's not do it. Because she has no motivating reason to get it done.
Right.
So when she wants to get it done, then she'll call me back, I guess.
Well,
That's
that
good notice from the
usually
IRS will be motivated.
Yeah,
That's
so,
exactly what I was going to say.
you have to find out, why did they call you? Why did they pick up the phone? Because that kind of starts to add your value. And
Much more likely is that an IRS agent will drop out the ceiling demanding 5 years of tax returns. And
You can't produce.
well, a lot of times, they don't even know they exist. I mean, like if you've never filed, how do they even know you're there?
if you are getting like W-2s or especially 1099 miscellaneouses, and if you're getting those, or like I had a client who was like a day trader, and he was getting also humongous profits or gross income, but he had he actually lost money because he had a lot of basis, but but it took the IRS like 6 or 7 years to catch up with him. But what happened was an IRS agent just sort of washed up on his doorstep demanding returns back to 2008, and that making all sorts of threats and kind of scared the living daylights out of him. So.
Well, the IRS is getting a lot smarter when it comes to 1099s. And not only the IRS, but the states. Pennsylvania has now started requiring 1099s for people to send out for any vendor, the same as federal. So now, when Pennsylvania gets those 1099s, they check them against people that are filing their returns, and if they don't see anything, they come to them.
Yeah.
And in addition to that is they let the federal know too. So if you have Pennsylvania coming knocking at your door, you can guarantee that the IRS is going to be behind. They're not like quick Jimmy on the spot, but they will be there.
Well, what's also happening, it started a couple of years ago, the IRS on I think it's like your Schedule C, it says, did you file any required 1099s?
Right.
And, if you put, that's to encourage people to, because if they don't, they'll get penalized, but it's also going to, if they do, then people can't really hide, because
Yeah, you have to look at how they worded that question. They said, were you required to file 1099s? Right. Yes. Did you file? Yes. Right. That doesn't mean they filed all the ones they needed to file. So, if they said, yes, we are supposed to do it, and the only 1099 they issued was the one to me, they answered the question truthfully.
And I don't know anybody that's going to say no.
Right.
Honestly.
But this deadline of the 31st this year for January.
Oh my gosh. That's going to kill a lot of people, and I know a lot of people aren't going to know about it.
Well, I'm getting the word out, and I'm going to tell, I just think, I really hate being the accounting police, about this stuff. Like today I had a girl text me, and she said, well, how do I record this transaction? My husband paid a contractor, a vendor in cash, so he could get a lesser price. I said, well, you just record a journal entry and make sure you put his name in the name thing because he still gets a 1099. And she goes, oh, well, that's why he did it, so he wouldn't have to claim the income. I said, well, guess what? You can't record it then. You just paid his income tax for him.
Yep, exactly.
What? I said, look, but of course, most contractors, they don't track it anyway, so give it to them. Let them come back. Oh, sorry, oops, And I said, there's so many downfalls to trying to cheat like that. I mean, just not the.
And some of them don't even view it as cheating, Deb.
I know. And I said to her, I said, okay, now you're not going to record the expense. So next time your husband goes to price out a job, that cost is not going to be there. So now he's going to underbid it. So now you're going to lose money on the next job because not all the costs are captured. You ever think about that?
Yep.
How much did he save? $100? I mean, it's
And what are you saving if the IRS comes back and says, where's that 1099?
Exactly. Or somebody, the workers' comp people show up and, I said, there's just so many negatives to do it. The money that you might save, this guy's trying to cheat on his taxes and you're helping him do that. So the only way to get around it is for you not to record the expense at all. And, oh, well, I don't like that. Then give him a 1099,
That's your choice. Absolutely.
That's your choice. I mean, now I don't know if
this compliance thing is starting to be an issue with me. Like you said, if you can't comply, then we don't need to work together.
Right.
And if you're in a business, you should be able to pay your fair share of taxes. I mean, not that you're going to pay anything. Maybe they are high, but you know what? You should be paying taxes, a certain portion.
Well, yeah. I mean, I pay every dollar. I mean, I track every single penny that goes through my life. In fact, Hal teases all the time. This funny one time, he said, I was so proud of myself. I went and I got some pie and I even left the receipt in your bin. It was like $2. So he was driving one time and he said, oh, I dropped a piece of pie right down the car, got all sticky and everything. I even, and I paid for it in cash. So I didn't think I'd have to tell you, but that's why I guess I dropped it because I was trying to cheat you on your his $2.50 pie from Walmart. I mean, we track everything. I can tell you how much shampoo I buy every year. So these people that say they can't do it, I go, it's not hard. You just, you hook the thing up and poof, this stuff comes in. Everything goes on a credit card except the pie Hal buys it from cash from Walmart. Then I just need the receipt. And I said, just take the picture of it. Take the picture. Oh, that's too much trouble. I'm old. Huey says, I'm old. I don't want to learn anything new. I'm thinking, oh, gosh. So
I'm hearing this. I am hearing this. I have people that call me up with these kind of crazy excuses and absolutely 100% refuse to do anything other than what they're doing. And like I'm like, well, if you want change to happen, you have to do something different. Otherwise, the same thing's going to continue to happen.
That's right.
Yeah, I can't understand why I'm not losing weight as I eat another piece of pie or candy.
Right.
If you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got.
That's true. That is true.
Change is challenging, though. I mean, it's uncomfortable.
It is, but if people want to move into it is uncomfortable, but the benefits that they can reap from it are a lot. I mean, I'm leading people by the hand now, into Bill.com, and they fight, kicking and screaming going in. They tell me things like, oh, I can go and do the transfers on my online banking. I can do bill pay through that. Well, that's not all the procedure. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's what I tell them. I said, well, then, I love Bill.com. So if they tell me that, I go, yes, but then we have to record it. We have to match it. Do you want to pay me $150 an hour to do that? No. This seconds. What are you more interested in? Saving 49 cents or making your system fly?
Right. Exactly.
So,
well, once they're in, they're like, they're all for
wow,
it.
this is great.
This is great. I really didn't think it would be this great.
I do have a client that we've been using Bill.com with them for 5 years.
Nice.
And they were sold and they have a new group coming in and this group wants to do away with Bill.com. And I'm like, what the F? I mean, I said, do you realize you're going backwards? Yes, but we don't really see the benefit of it. I said, because you don't use it.
Because you haven't used it yet, right?
We have no AP clerk. We have people all over the country. All the vendors get paid quickly. And, all you're thinking about is the 49-cent e-pay thing. I said,
right.
I just said, we had a big meeting and I showed them how it worked and how it integrated and everything. And, well, we just don't see any value to this. I said, because you're not doing it. And I said, I said, if you stop using Bill.com, I can't work for you anymore. It's my biggest client. And
Wow.
because I refuse to go back. I mean, once your mind's expanded, you can't go backwards. And because I said, well, show me your plan of how you plan to do it. Well, the bills would come in and somebody would scan them and then they would be emailed to different people. I said, okay, then what about that? What would happen then? Well, then they would email to somebody. I said, so you have all of these email things going all over the place. Then when the bill gets paid, how will you write the check? Well, then we'd have to go and somebody would have to write the check. Okay, so the check would have to go in the printer. What about signing of the check? Oh, well, we'd have to wait for somebody to be there to sign the check. Okay, then what about mailing of the check?
And how long would this whole process
that can
be?
take literally 5 minutes into 2-3 weeks.
Right, exactly. Are those bills going to be paid on time?
Right. I said, then your vendors, who's going to maintain the direct deposit information for all the vendors? Oh, well, we can maintain that. Okay, where are you going to keep it? You want to maintain the routing numbers and bank account numbers for all of the vendors that are on ePay? Are you nuts?
Exactly.
It's like wasting your money. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your money.
So these are the biggest challenge I find are other accountants. The owners, they call us up because they want our expertise. And when they call me up and I start to lead them down the path and they give me resistance, I go, well, you called me, right? I'm the expert, right? I always use I told you this in another one of these Zoomy things. about the doctor that wanted to start doing
Right,
the
right,
accounting.
right.
And I told him to give me a scalpel because I'm going to go spay a cat. Well, you don't know how to spay a cat any more than you know how to do accounting. I said, trust me. I know what I'm doing here. Just, you got to trust me. I'm your trusted advisor. And,
Really, that word needs to be in your title. It does. Because if you lose trust with the client,
right,
you just can't work with them anymore. And you can't fire all of your clients. But there are certain ones that really, if they don't trust you, if they are not going to listen to you, and they're not complying, you're just saving yourself a problem down the road.
Right. I mean, if they fight me on stuff, I go, then forget it. I mean, I said, I do not run my business on paper clips and dental floss. We are going to get this thing streamlined. What are you more interested in? The the technique of how to do it, or the results that I'm going to produce for you?
Right.
I only have 168 hours in a week. So do you. And if you'd rather do the technician, you want to do busy work so you think you're working, or would you rather think big and be the visionary of this company and build an epic business? Your choice. I said it's easier to do the busy work. That's what everybody wants to do. But if you want to be epic and build your wealth and make a difference in this world, we can't do that anymore. You tell me what you want to do. I'm okay with either way, but if you choose the technician way, I can hook you up with some people that will be able to just, handwrite your checks.
Yep.
Oh, no, I want to work with you. All right, then follow me.
Get in with the program, right? Let's talk about the opposite. Linda just got a bottle of almond champagne.
That's what I got. Yeah, I was at the wine tailor, and what she does is if she's writing a check to pay a bill, and it's not right, and a lot of times she'll write a check to pay 3 bills, and she applies credits and takes discounts and all that stuff. And then she goes, oh, well, this isn't right. And then she goes back and she voids one of the bills. And then she doesn't know what to do. So I went in and I walked her through it. And it only took 15 minutes. I always go back to the bill and then go to the transaction history to figure it all out. So she said, I said, I'm not going to charge you for 15 minutes of work,
See, that's the thing, Linda. It's not 15 minutes. It's the knowledge you had to solve the problem.
It was on my way from my house to the post office, and I just raised my rates to $100 an hour if I do it that way.
But that's hourly billing.
So anyway, so she said, well, let me give you some wine. I said, do you have any flavored wine? I like flavored wine. She said, oh, we've got this almond champagne. So I got a bottle of almond champagne, and then I took it to a potluck dinner that weekend, and it was very popular. So
Yeah, I'm sure you
now
declare
I
that
have
on
to
your
go
tax
back
return. Right?
because she's voided another check.
I'm sure you declare that on
I
your tax
told her, I
return. Right?
said, this time, I said, next time when you get this uncontrollable urge to void a check, would you call me first? I can then show you how to fix it without having to void it.
And it's
Even
not-
if it's only 15 minutes, Linda, just tell her you'll add it to her bill, and then you get paid for it when you finally send her a bill, and that way you're not working for free 15 minutes at a time.
Well, that's true. That's true. That's true. So,
but you got wine out of it. You got
There
to
you
take
go.
care of it, and it all worked out.
I liked the guy. One of the guys wrote back and said, well, why don't you tell them to donate to charity? And I'm thinking, unless you had them go online and donate right then and there. Oh, yeah, I'll do that. I'll donate to charity. Right.
Hey, Gina, I didn't see this meeting posted on the Facebook group.
I did put the Zoom link in the Facebook group.
So I didn't see it. I mean, I saw it. The last one I had was like the August 5th.
It's not there.
Yeah.
Not there?
That's why I sent you. That's why I sent you. That's why I sent you.
Maybe I was too quick on the draw. I posted it and didn't save it.
I used last week. I used the last time you posted it. I scrolled back because I know it's the same thing every time.
It is. So you can do that, Dennis.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I sent you a private message because I didn't see it as.
Well, I will go back and post it now. We're halfway through, but that's okay.
Yeah, I scrolled back and I saw the thing, and because you said it was going to be the same thing every single time. So.
It is.
Now, is this a Zoom room or is this just a Zoom meeting?
This is a reoccurring Zoom meeting.
Okay, so what's the difference between this and what's a Zoom room?
A Zoom room is when you have like a big conference, like when you're doing those big webinars, you can have a lot of people watching.
Okay. So you have the paid version, right? So what do you pay? I forget. I looked it up because the free one stops at 40 minutes.
Unlimited time.
But it's not the Zoom room that you have. It's the Zoom.
What do I have? I can't remember what I have.
Well, the one is like $50 a month, I think, for the rooms.
Yeah, but that's like a bigger package, and it includes, those. It includes those like an auditorium where you can have, those big training classes like they would do for, those. Like if you were having a Zoom meeting, like if you were having a big GoToMeeting and you wanted a lot of people to attend.
Okay.
I just have the basic.
You have the one like
I have the lowest paid one.
Okay, the $14.99 one.
Yeah, that I pay a lot less for.
Yeah, you buy it yearly and you'll get it cheaper.
You buy it yearly, you get it cheaper. But I when I first signed up, when I was going to pay, I was like curious. I'm like, this says coupon thing, enter your coupon code. And I was like, what coupon code? So I sent a chat message to support. I'm like, okay, you say you have a coupon code. Where the hell is this coupon code? He goes, here. And he gave it to me. And I typed it in.
Oh,
and
that's good.
I get it for $10.49 a month.
Awesome.
I honestly cannot remember what the code is.
I'll just text him and say, my friend Misha got a coupon. I want to get her price.
No, you know what, Deb? You need to get Hal on the job. He is the coupon master of
He is the coupon king, let me tell you. He really is the king.
But that's paper, right?
Huh?
Say that again?
That's
He likes paper coupons.
Yeah.
It's funny, when we
He
travel,
doesn't do online.
when we travel, I have all my stuff on my phone, my boarding pass and everything. His is all on paper. And I go through with my phone, and I just, just stick it on the little thing. And he goes, well, what if your phone dies? I said, it doesn't. I have a I have a backup thing.
So, Deb.
Yeah.
The Pro plan has unlimited meetings, unlimited one-on-one meetings, unlimited number of meetings, and you can do group meetings, unlimited group meetings. The basic only gives you up to 40. So like a meeting like this, if you didn't have a Pro plan, it would be limited to 40.
If I had, if I did a meeting and I had, 10 people, I'd wow, I have 10 people like me.
40 people, I can't imagine doing a meeting with. We'd all be talking over each other.
Well, that's, I think, where the rooms would come in, because
oh, that's right. You can break everybody up into different rooms and different categories.
Right, but you
would have rooms up instead of people.
Well, it's like a group. Like if you were having a group meeting, you can have as many people in there as you want. But the length of it is only 40 minutes. But with a paid plan, it's unlimited. You can have hosts, up to 10 hosts on the other plan. Where you have, say you had, you were doing a big presentation and you needed like several different speakers. That's where the business plan would come in, because then Gina is a host, Linda is a host, Debbie's a host, and then we can run the meeting and you can go back and forth. And then everybody else participates and watches.
Right.
That.
I came on another subject. I came across some really interesting software today. A client of mine uses it, and what it does, it puts an email signature down at the bottom. But the nice thing is you can put your picture and all your social media sites and links to it.
Oh, I did that. I just did that with mine.
I could do that and I could do that in Outlook.
Okay, I'm going to copy
About me.
I'm going to copy the thing to the group chat.
Okay.
I just did one. I just bought it. Was like $3 a month, or it's like $36. It was pretty cool. You could design it. It's on my email.
Here, I'll show you. I'll show you what I mean. Look, Dennis. This is what I did in Google. Look, I even have this. I'm sorry, in Outlook. I have my signature, and then I can scroll down. I have all of this beautiful stuff laid out in color and all that. Free. No need for an app for that.
It's like $5 a month.
Okay, remember I said free?
You're timing.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I can do the same thing with About Me. I have a signature thing with About Me, and it puts in a little, click on it.
And all those images are hyperlinked to my, different places.
Yep, exactly.
And I didn't pay anybody $5. If you want to give me $5 a month or how much ever,
well,
I'll do it for you. Just give me the $5.
Just take a look at it, see what you think.
Just let's look at it. Can you share your screen or something?
Let me see.
Because I looked at it, it seems pretty cool.
Got all these other files. Let's see.
I can show you mine. How do you share your screen?
So Misha, how did you do that?
I went into Outlook. I have Outlook 2010. I went into stationery and I set up my signature.
Here. I'm sharing my screen.
Okay.
Share screen. Do you see this?
Oh, wait.
You have to share your. Okay, now we're seeing you.
Now something should come up.
What are you seeing?
White screen so
We gotta
far.
wait.
Here.
Okay.
Okay,
We see,
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we see subject and your name.
Yeah, this is my signature here.
Yep.
Okay.
That looks pretty cool.
And then
Yeah,
here,
that's really nice.
that's that acuity thing. Need to meet, set it up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Perfect.
that's with Acuity?
Yes. Well, yeah, you can. I link the calendar to Acuity. Let me see if I can.
Cool.
But hey, Deborah, how did you get this thing in here? Is it through that HTMLG, whatever?
I had some software I use. I'll have to look at the bill. It was something I got to play with, and I thought, well, that's pretty cool because I'm illiterate when it comes to this stuff. How do I share back the
Thing
screen?
that Dennis was showing me, it looks kind of like it's pretty cool.
Okay, I'll see.
I didn't get your link in the chat.
Yeah, I didn't get it either. Did you share it to everyone?
I think he just shared it to Yvette.
No,
What's that? I didn't share anything about my
Hey,
screen.
you did make sure it says everybody, Dennis.
I did.
It's not there.
It
Okay.
isn't. No, we have from Larry to everybody and Brandon to everybody, and that's it.
Do it again, Dennis.
Oh, it's because I didn't hit enter. Okay. Details.
Been there, done that many times.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think this thing here.
I'll
and
see
it-
if I can share mine that has.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
That
that
very
is nice.
Oh, I can go out to the internet while I'm still hooked on my Zoom. Cool.
Are you on your iPad?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it?
Oh, cool.
I can't see it on my screen. I mean,
Yeah, we see
Yeah,
it
look
now.
at you, Dennis.
so you got the Twitter. You can have all sorts of things down there, and then I put a link in for the scheduling, and then I put in my new logo up here.
See, that's what I want. I want, like, this we could probably figure out how to do ourselves, but this company has figured out how to make it painless for us, right?
I figured out the one I used was called Y Stamp. You can actually get it for free if you want their logo. But
What's yours, Deb? Deb, is
how do I get back to the chat? Where's the chat?
down the
On
bottom.
the bottom,
Okay,
Oh, there it is.
I'll stop sharing my screen if I can
is
figure
it
out.
HTML SIG?
Yeah, HTML6. See, a client of mine who's kind of really up on this kind of stuff, and I saw it on his email, and I said, well, that's pretty cool. How did you do it? And he said, well, I got this little app for $5 a month, and he sent it to me, and so I set it up it took about 10 minutes to set it up, and then
Nice.
you can copy in your logo or your picture, so I just copied in
Oh, that's nice too.
Okay. Hey,
Dennis, you're still sharing your
I'm
screen.
trying to see where.
Okay.
I can't find you guys.
Uh-oh. Are you on your iPad, Sarah?
Yeah, I'm lost. Oh, here you are. Okay.
Where is Sarah? Wait, I don't see her.
Well, it's her little
Yeah, where are you?
Yeah,
gray
just one of
shoulders
those.
with gray head on the white
Oh.
I
background.
think Sarah blocked me.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, there you are.
Debbie, I use the same one you use, the Y stamp.
I'm sorry?
I use the same one you use, Y stamp, but I never paid for it. It's
Well,
free.
I wanted to not have their logo in it, so I just paid. It was $3 a month.
Oh,
So it was like $36. I can pay for that.
yeah. Is that what it is to get the logo off? $36?
Yeah. Ah,
Wow. I
And
guess
plus
you
you
guys
I
are
don't
doing
think that's going to be the next thing
Templates and all
Marriott
that stuff.
does.
As I recall, I think it has
Look, here's
tracking.
mine. You guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Oh, which one do you use?
I use the same one Debbie does, but I do it free. I don't mind the $3. I don't want to pay $3. I'm a cheapskate. So you have this. This is what she's talking about.
So wait a minute, I just went on that site and it says you have to pay $4. There's no no free account.
No,
I don't-
it is free if you don't mind this. Do you see what I'm doing right here? Do you see how?
Yeah.
So if you mind this, then you have to pay $3. But if you don't mind, then you don't pay $3.
Wow.
Plus, with the paid one, you get a lot more choices of, you know.
Buttons and things, because your buttons are different than these buttons.
Wow. You guys are, wow.
I love gadgets and toys.
Yeah, but there's a point at which you, like, why?
But this is free, Misha. So why wouldn't you use
Okay.
it?
Excuse me. I have one. I created it myself in Outlook. It's free.
And so
But
it's
you got to use Outlook. I don't use
this is
Outlook.
free too.
Yeah, I'm like, I would not even pay to have, why? Why? I don't get it.
Well, Misha, change
Yeah.
the subject.
Sure.
Gusto.
Oh my God, we don't want to talk about them right now. No, I'm just kidding.
Especially on the air.
You
What
have
did
not
you say?
solved your problem.
My problem has been resolved.
Okay.
But I did send a nice letter to the CEO because he sent me a letter, a nice email, and I had to respond. They're dropping the ball big time on customer service.
Which Gusto?
Yeah. Literally last Friday I called because my client called me and said, hey, I got a notice from the IRS. They're assessing penalties. They're saying my 941s are late. What the hell is going on? Yeah.
What?
So I got on the phone that day and I called. I waited 10 minutes and then I got pushed to, our agents are busy. Leave us a message. We'll call you back.
Yeah.
Nobody called me Monday. Nobody called me Tuesday. So I emailed them again because I wasn't here Monday. So, and I called again. I kept getting the same message. I was on hold waiting with the hold music and leave a message. We'll call you back. So I was like, hell no. So I sent an email to support. And I'm like, look, I'm trying to do this. And it just so happened that the CEO had sent out that email about the price change. So I CC'd his butt on there. I was like, oh, wait a minute. You guys haven't called me back and you're raising prices? Oh, hell no. So he needed to explain to me what the price change was all about and everything. And I replied and I said, yeah, thanks for explaining, but hey, your customer service still sucks.
It's so the staff can work shorter hours. Right?
I have no idea what's going on over there.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I do all my clients quarterlies, always have. So when you guys are using these payroll programs that do everything, the full service,
Mm-hmm.
how do they handle getting the client copies and confirmations and all that to the client? Is there like a set of returns every quarter that you get a PDF of?
Yeah.
Or?
Mm-hmm. I have all of that. They've
Does this
loaded
have
into
date it was filed and all that stuff?
Yep. All of that and a copy of it, everything. All the reports are there for you.
Okay.
But the thing, what happened was, and I didn't realize this had happened, my client actually entered the information in the system. When I got her set up in my dashboard, she went in and plugged it all in.
Yeah.
And she was dealing with paycheck, so she set it up with them. So she set it up through here. But she put her she pays her payroll she runs her payroll once a month, but she put in her deposit schedule as monthly as opposed to semi-weekly.
Well, but that.
We didn't catch it right. It wasn't caught right away, and that's
Yeah,
why.
but the payroll company doesn't know if you're semi-weekly or weekly.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We figured out after I finally got a hold of somebody yesterday.
So it's the client's error, not the payroll company, and the IRS wants it fixed. So why are you calling Gusto?
No. I didn't know what the payroll penalty was because we changed mid-year. There was a lot going on. We changed in February paychecks. We thought we were missing a full month of liability payment, like payroll tax payments. So we were trying to figure out what happened. Did they send all of the money? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, after.
Inquiry.
Right. It was more, I was just trying to get the background.
I thought you said they filed the 941 late, and that was scaring me.
No. The IRS letter says you're getting penalized because your 941s have been late. Like your deposits have been late.
Oh,
that sort of thing. The deposit. Sorry, I said the wrong thing.
Are they going to
So
pay the
I
penalty?
was.
yeah,
So
but that's not determined. But that's not determined by the return or setting up a payroll program wrong.
No, she sprung the letter on me, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" And so I was trying to reach out to Gusto to find out, to make sure that we had gotten everything straightened from paychecks and what they did the first month, because they ran the first month payroll, and I was just trying to do my due diligence and my research. I just couldn't get a hold of anybody to even ask the question.
And that's scary, yeah.
That right there annoyed the hell out of me because I'm a partner and I can't get through. Could you imagine a customer, that's not a partner? That doesn't, that's not with a partner? Like, it makes no sense. So when I finally talked to Adam yesterday, he was able we walked through everything, and I wanted to make sure that we were good, and he looked at all the history and the email and how we set it up and da-da-da-da. And then we realized that she had put in monthly as opposed to semi-weekly, so she's getting penalized for the fact that those went in, deposits for that time went in incorrectly. So she's like, "Oh, okay, I'll pay it, no problem." So, because she was the one who entered the thing, but I just needed to resolve, the issue. And then he's going to double check to make sure that all of the liability payments have gone, the tax payments have gone in correctly and everything, so we don't have any issue.
So your issue is really
these companies aren't making any money unless there's no human contact.
right.
So
I mean, my issue wasn't that the problem happened. My issue was I should be able to reach somebody in a timely manner. Because, of course, the IRS is assessing penalties for every day that it's late.
Right.
Or if you don't do what you're supposed to do. So I just wanted to touch base with them to find out, okay, did we do something? Did we miss something? Did the stuff from paychecks not go through? Like, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that I couldn't reach anybody, and then on top of that, I got to pay more money? Oh, no. Oh, no. No.
Sarah, I wanted to talk to you. You had some problems.
I
You
did.
had verify and rebuild problems.
Don't
I made a good chunk of money. I'm not complaining. But I mean, I should. And then now that he's got the file back, I wonder if I won't know till next quarter. But he can't make a portable backup, which is weird. That's a rights thing, but I don't know.
A portable backup from the network.
He just has to take the data file to his computer, make the portable.
Yeah, that you gotta understand. These are high end hedge fund guys and brokers, and you would not believe the rules. They can't have any data on their local machines. I mean, this place is tied down like Fort Knox.
I believe it, but doesn't he have a monitor and keyboard attached to his server? All of my clients do.
Yeah, but you'd have to load Quick. I don't have QuickBooks loaded on the server. I only have the database manager on the server.
But they can't keep it on their desktop. Their rules, security rules.
Well, I'm just saying that, he would have to get everybody, well, I guess he'd have to get everybody out to make a backup anyway, but you're saying copy the file to a local drive and then make a backup.
Yeah. Well, if you can't do that, then you
Why should you have to do that? I don't do that. All my files are on a server. I don't get it.
And you can make a portable file on your.
All day long.
Oh, well, then he ought to be able to do it too.
Yeah, it makes no sense. There's something, I don't know. My Mark is in the middle of the biggest computer conversion of his career. He's a little stressed.
I hear you.
I have these little lists in the back of my head of things I want to run by him, but time.
Yeah.
So, we made it work. The data file had a little problem. So, I did all the normal chores and sorting and, restoring a portable and verifying and all those fun things. And then it finally got happy and I sent it back to him.
How many times do you have to do the portable?
Once. I had to verify it twice, though. It was weird.
Okay, that's not too bad. I mean, sometimes it takes several times, several attempts at that portable file. You have to go.
But I was so glad to have my hands on the file because they had misspelled my street name. They have my company name in under all the payroll. So when I do quarterlies, it comes up with my P10 and all that. And they had misspelled. And then there were some things in the God, I'm so anal. Just the way he had his toolbar and all. I had my hands on it. He hadn't said anything.
Nice.
There's one that after about 6 years, I've just been wanting to fix. There's little things you just go.
Right. You got to do it.
This is silly. And while I had it, I was able to fix some things and then send it back. But
Nice.
I tell you what, they were so appreciative. They were really unnerved by the balance sheet being out of balance. And so the controller was the one that was so nervous because he didn't want to have to tell the CFO. But
They didn't catch it themselves.
yeah, the controller caught it before at least he caught it before the CFO did. But
Right.
Linda,
what were you showing us?
I have a client that bounced a check back in 2003, and they declared bankruptcy at the time, and they're going to now pay their invoice. So this invoice says it's dated 2003.
Oh my goodness.
And it is for $490.
Okay.
It was at that time in 2003, I was working at $60 an hour, and it was for 8 hours of work. And what happened is she paid it, but the check she paid it would bounce. That's why she thought, I met her at a party like a year ago. And
wow.
I didn't talk to her at the party about it because it was a social thing and I didn't want to say anything. But when I saw her later on, I said, when you went bankrupt, I said, it was really awful, so anyway, she goes, it was, somebody stole everything. Her assistant, she went out of town for like 3 months and she was she was reselling my services. So I worked for less money when I worked for her because she would get the clients and I would go out to them. So she's supposed to pay it this month. So I'm excited.
Wow, nice. You never know what's going to happen.
And then I'll only have, in the whole time I've been in business, 19 years, there's only one other person that didn't pay me.
And you never know. Maybe you'll get that back too.
Maybe, you never know. But it wasn't that much, the other one.
Right. But it's nice when it comes back.
It is. It's real handy to pay off credit cards and things. See, that covers my QuickBooks Connect.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Mariette, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. You had something you wanted? Go ahead.
Yes, I actually wanted to see if you guys can give me some suggestions on like small business websites, like resource centers. I'm going to create one, and I'm just kind of trying to compile some good ones. I actually just discovered Gina's, which is absolutely amazing. I don't know, I think I discovered it by clicking on something of yours. See my screen? Do you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
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 It's her weekly news.
Yeah, so have you guys gone to Gina's Weekly News?
Yeah.
Website?
I subscribe.
Paper.li.
Paperly, yes.
What is this? So tell me a little bit about how this works.
Oh, this is a newspaper that you can put out. You can put it out daily, you can put it out weekly, you can put it out monthly. This comes out weekly, and I do have the paid version. I just really like it a lot. It's a way of promoting myself in my videos. But I also bring in feeds from whoever I am
Following?
Right?
Pardon?
Following whoever you're
Well,
following?
not necessarily following. Like I bring in Intuit, I bring in Joe Woodard, I bring in Zero, I bring in.
You chose them.
Pardon?
You chose them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How much does the paid version cost?
I love it because it
I
looks
have
like
a
so
free-
you don't actually put all this up, Gina. You don't actually create all of this,
Yeah.
like these
This
tabs.
comes in through feeds, through whatever anybody is doing. It will look at what they're doing for the week and then bring it in.
That's
That's
so.
neat.
It looks
Like
so.
RSS.
I know, I love it.
Or,
I got one of these accounts too, and I've never really used it, but I don't pay for it.
It's amazing. I thought you did all this. I was like, oh my god.
Thank
Um,
you. I take the credit
So,
for it.
I created
I know, I've always liked that.
In Smart Sheets, I have under quick links, I have favorite small business blogs and websites, and you're there.
Oh, thank you. Thank
I
you.
was like,
Awesome.
yeah, another one that I love is this one here, the Camino Financial blog. They kind of have the same idea where they're kind of created like a resource center, and then they have articles, they have video workshops, they have their most visited articles. They're kind of creating this idea too to kind of have like a one-stop shop resource center, and then you can search by different topics: capital, sales and marketing, finance and accounting, trends and news. So I'm wanting to build something like this. And so if you guys have any suggestions of websites that you use to kind of look at small business topics and articles and hot.
Try the Paperly. Try the free version first, but you want to give it a couple weeks to kind of learn what you're looking for.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a couple, but they're all nonprofit oriented.
You know what?
I wanted mine directly regarding small businesses. You know, it could help not only accountants. There's a lot of accounting kind of things there, but also information for small businesses.
Okay, so how do you do it? How do you create one of these pages? Is that how that works?
You'll create your newspaper. You'll say how. I actually did mine with an email login. You'll tell it how often you want it to publish. Whether you, I think every day is too much. That nobody's going to read this every day. People have things. to
Once
do.
a week is perfect because then I'll if I can't read it right away, I'll tag it.
Right. So
But I
then
do want to read it. Yeah.
it gives you the ability to bring in feeds from what people have put out on the internet, the prior week, and you tell it what site you want it to use. Obviously mine is big on Intuit. I have Zero there. I have Sage there. I have Bill.com. Bill.com's not.
I like how you have it separated by videos and then business topics, technology topics. I really love how that looks. It looks
How do you get the videos?
I love that look. It's so clean.
How do the videos come in? Is that something that you select?
They bring it in, but I also have on my computer, I don't know what they would call it, like a client where I can add, well, I guess it's a Google extension at this point. I can add videos, like add this to your Paperly.
Mm-hmm.
So I can actually add specific things to the paper also.
Do you have a chance to edit it before it goes out?
I do. And I can force it to go out too. Like I can.
I read an article on LinkedIn one time that popped up on your weekly news, I thought. Either yours or Seth's, because he had it for a while.
Yes. And I think that's key too. The longer you have it, the better it gets.
Yeah, because yours has gotten better.
I'm thinking that they use the same thing because it's almost like the same idea of the tab sectioned in like by category. It looks a lot like yours, except for this looks maybe a little bit more customized to their color scheme.
That just looks like a regular website, though, isn't it? It's just their blog.
Is Cameo something that they do themselves, or is it like Paperly?
Well, Camino, this is actually, it's a small business lending platform, but this is like they're creating a business resource center. But what I'm thinking now that I'm comparing it to Gina's, I think they may use that same thing.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
I think it's a website, and they just have a lot of blogs. And those are the blog categories across the top.
That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
And then they just separate it by either blogs or.
Well, you can tag your own blogs by category, and then.
Yes, you can.
Okay, so that theirs is more of a website. Yours is more of using that program.
Right.
Okay.
A lot less work to all that. Because what you're doing is like, Gina, do you have a blog or?
I do, and it does come through.
But I like
this way you don't have to have so much content. You just let other people's content that you want to pass on all in one stop shop. Like I'll go here just because it's all so beautifully.
As the editor on what you're looking at on the right hand side is just information that I've put in.
Right here.
And then, it links to all my social media. And these are all the things that I've put out, what you're scrolling through.
So
right here.
When you put something out like on Facebook, does it come out like one article at a time? You don't dump the whole thing out there, do you? Or do you?
It comes out, I would say more like one article at a time.
Okay.
Article by article, because it brings in the feeds, I'll say, like RSS feeds. And you can add them also as content.
That looks so awesome.
It looks like it's only $9 a month.
Categories here. You created the categories you wanted, basically?
I chose the categories I wanted. They have a certain preset categories to choose from, but those were the ones that I wanted, yes.
That is so cool. Okay, so it's just the program. Oh my gosh, okay. Then I think
that's a fast way to get up and running and get a presence up.
Yeah.
It's like $9 a month for the pro version. Is that discounted?
$9 a month that I pay.
That's it? $9 a month?
$9 a month, yes.
Oh my God.
You couldn't even pay for a website for that.
That's amazing. I'm writing it down here in case you guys want to.
That's awesome.
Wow. Okay,
girl. She's on top of it.
I was expecting to have to get like my web designer and like get on top of it. I'm not kidding. I mean, I literally
Gina, this is linked onto your website, right?
I do have a link for this on my website. It automatically goes to my Facebook. I forget if I have it automatically going out to Twitter too. But you
is this something that I know that you had Paperly way before Mike helped you on the website, right?
Oh yes.
So, but he did something to have it in as he put the link in there, right?
Well, I think that Mariette, you could do that because before I had Mike doing my website, I did it myself, and I was able to embed it on there.
Okay, so on your website, we can get to that same place.
And you can also put it in your email signature.
Scroll down. Yeah, scroll down.
Put that in your email signature too, right?
There it is, Paperly.
Where is it?
Go up above her head. Go up right there.
Right. Oh, nice.
Yeah, she has a thing that says Gina's Weekly News.
Yep.
Oh, I love that.
Yep.
That rocks.
Copy you. Okay.
I think that's how I heard of Paperly.
I'm gonna copy you too, Gina. I'm totally gonna copy you. You rock. Oh my God.
And
Seth, we did a Friday morning thing with it years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was
Seth
it
has
me or
one.
was it
I
Seth?
have one.
It might have been from Seth, yeah.
Yeah, that's how you found out about it, right? And then he had one, but he didn't do it for very long.
And he did his differently
has
than
one.
mine.
Yeah, yours was better right out of the chute.
So do you guys do you go to any other sites like Gina's Weekly News where it has all different contexts, kind of like a one-stop newspaper? Do any of you use anything like that?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, I did.
Flipboard on my iPad.
What did
Yeah,
you
the
call it?
Flipboard is doesn't that just feed you all your RSSs or
No, you can go in and put in what your interest or the
right,
sites
yeah.
and social media posts. So it kind of does this, sort of the same thing. It kind of brings everything all into one spot. You can make it look kind of like a newspaper, very similar to that. But yeah, I use that quite a bit.
And what did you say it
build
was called?
just for you? Yeah, Flipboard. It's
Flipboard?
awesome. Yeah, I use it a lot.
Marianne,
Yeah.
I think if I send you a link, I might get a month free. I'm not really, I mean,
I'll definitely. I'm going to do it because is this it? This is it, right?
Yeah.
You can send me a link, Gina.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, send me
definitely.
one too.
Send me one
Yeah, I
too.
want to actually. I want you guys to know if you're going to be at QuickBooks Connect, I'm actually going to be teaching a class there that I'm super excited about.
What about?
It's basic. We're still, working on the complete topic, but it's essentially going to be how a wage earner transitions from wage earner to sole proprietor. And just like the transition and what they, the kind of a checklist and what they need to do. And then obviously all the available tools that are out there for them. And I'm going to talk about, starting their website and again, a little bit in regards to like branding yourself. And so that's going to be one of my things is I'm actually going to have this resource center with everything I'm going to talk about. So at the very end of the class, I'm going to say, if you missed anything, because I talk really fast, go ahead and visit my, whatever the site's going to be called. And then I'm going to have it all like, with all the checklists there and pretty much all the resources that I talked about.
Well, how about, okay, well then, on this product, can you pin anything so that it's always there?
I've never really tried to do that actually. I'm not sure.
Because it's pretty fluid.
Every
Did
time.
Gina?
Well, on the right-hand side, my information always comes up. Whatever I put, in my bio and the stuff that you're scrolling down there, that's just stuff I have done, on the internet last week. Things that I've shared, things that I've put out there.
But if you look at it from Marriott's angle, Marriott, you want to have like
Static.
your
Static. Yeah, like this, more like this, where it doesn't ever change. Well,
Yeah,
it's
mine changes.
I want it to be static and I want it to be interactive.
Okay.
interactive.
Do something like this.
Do you want it to be interactively static?
I want it to be interactively static. Exactly. There you go.
Mine was meant
That's what we
more to be like a newspaper where you publish a newspaper every week with
Well, there are their WordPress themes that are designed to, and more.
Because now I'm thinking that maybe I can do something like this, but I can do what Gina did where I can link it to this.
Right. Well, when you say interactive, then define interactive.
Well, I consider this interactive, where she said all the feeds from other people are coming in.
Okay,
Different people's content. Not only that, it's not only blog, it's videos. Not only that, she's.
What I'd like.
It changes weekly though, right? It changes daily, sorry.
Yeah.
But you don't want yours to change.
Go back up to the top.
So the
I would
content
like-
refreshes every week? I mean, you don't have the same content coming out the same. next
Correct. It
week.
changes every week.
Okay.
See, I would like something where it's very fluid and it's changing all the time as all these topics are changing, sort of like the Flipboard thing, except your design. But that some of the pages are static, your blog, so that because your blog is going to be a permanent.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Well,
See,
what I
you
have
did
on the
something-
right-hand side underneath the subscribe to email newsletter is static. That's static.
Yeah.
All of it from here on down? All this stuff here? Or just this?
Yeah, just that, what you have on, yes. Just
How
that.
about your blog? Is there a thread for just your blog? Because
Well, my blog comes out anyway.
no, but I'm saying that you could include your blog in here and say she just blogged everything that she wants to stay.
Right.
It will do that every week, however it is, or whatever she did.
Or you know what would be
My
cool
blog,
if
because I
you
should,
pin it. Like if you like something, you can pin it where it doesn't move, but then
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
changes,
That's
right?
what I was thinking. Yeah.
Because what if you really like something and then the next day it's gone? That's annoying.
Yeah, it's like Twitter. You can pin your favorite post. Gina's
Yeah.
dying over there.
I am, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're right.
Well, anyway, Gina, you still gave me a really good idea by me seeing this. I didn't even know what it was, so thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And if you guys come up with any other ideas, please add them to favorite blogs and websites. Thank you. That's my commercial. I'm done.
Okay.
Well, I was following one for nonprofits, and this lady had been blogging for, oh gosh, many years. And then she got into partnership with another nonprofit. Anyway, long story longer, they stole it from her. And I don't know that, I don't know what the whole legal stuff is behind it, but it looks like they got into a fight over who actually owned the blog part. And she had 85,000 subscribers.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And it sounds like they had more legal money than she did. And she finally, today, she just gave up.
Wow.
See, that's not right. That's not right. It is whoever has the most.
That website was phenomenal because it was her blog plus all this other stuff. And somehow when they partnered up, something wasn't done right
You
to
have to be
protect her.
careful.
Because all her content.
Right. Wow. Well, we know someone else that happened to too.
You know what? They're ahead of the
Yep.
game now.
That's okay. What goes around comes around.
Sure does. No worries.
And you know, if you're the one putting out the good content, you're going to continue to do that. Now they've got something static, and whatever they do in the future is not going to be as good. So
No, it was. But the people were saying, we wonder what was wrong because the blog posts were like repeats.
Yep, exactly. That's what happened.
They're like, we weren't seeing anything new. And then she said, that's because it's not me. And
Are
they
they still
grayed
raising
out
the
her
prices?
name. Huh?
Are they still trying to raise their prices?
Well, the blog, I mean, subscribing to the blog is they're
They're gonna lose a lot of those followers.
oh, it's all that subsidiary stuff and it goes along with it. It's so valuable.
We are
And
over
it made me-
time. I wanted to say before we left, ZeroCon is next week. And I will put up a Zoom link in our Facebook group that anyone actually that's in the group can jump on that Zoom at any time. I'll set it so any participants that come in will start the Zoom.
Oh, yeah, good. Do that.
And how does that work really? Gina, how do we do it? Are we like using our phone, like if we're kind of doing like a Facebook live chat, or how does that work?
No, you just come into the meeting.
You can do it on your phone. You can use the app on your phone or your tablet.
Into Facebook, to that group page, and click on the link. That's it.
But who's going to be in there? Like we're doing it to show little clips of what's going on, right? Is that the idea?
Anyone that wants to be in there at any time.
So if you want us to join you, you'd probably want to PM us.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm thinking, because we're going to be there alone.
There we go.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you can set, time. Like you're at one place and a vet's at another place,
There
and
you go.
you want to say,
Will it be,
let's Zoom.
That's the Zoom room.
Okay.
will it be
in half an
recorded?
hour.
Will it be
Okay.
recorded? Will it be
No.
recorded?
No.
Okay.
No.
Will not be recorded.
It's a reoccurring Zoom meeting that's opened all the time. And you just come in.
Right. It's only meant as a communication, a different way of communicating. Of course, if you want to, I don't know if you have their information or whatever, you could always message them too. But this is just a different way of communicating, and it'll be open.
So who's going? Marriott's going?
Yeah, I'm going. Yvette's going. Katrina Way's going. Stacy Burns going. Scott, Shelly Robbins going. Scott and Sherry Sharp are going. Jay Kimmelman's going. Tons of people. Go to BWAM.
Cool. I know. I'm so tempted to just hop on a plane and come out to.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. It's like super, super.
One of the gals said that her roommate fell through.
Oh, that was for QuickBooks Connect. That wasn't for.
Yeah. No, I was talking about QuickBooks Connect to San Jose, right?
Oh, you were?
I was just giving a wild hair if I just had a wild hair. But that's an expensive plane ticket.
Oh, yeah.
Across the country.
Especially when a couple weeks later I'm coming out for accounting.
Hey, Gina,
Yeah.
on this Paperly, if you start at $9 a month, can you upgrade to the yearly at any time, or are you locked into a month to month?
What?
I imagine you could upgrade at any time. I don't imagine that there's any company or app that you can't upgrade at any time.
Okay.
Yeah, I just do the $9 a month was enough for me. Actually, the free version probably would have worked. The $9 gives you a little bit more content that you can add, gives you a little bit more customization that you can do. So I was able to put my logo on there. I was able to do a real quick blog or a real quick bio. So, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, I may jump in there and do a quick Zoom and say hi to you guys. So
Awesome.
Mariette, just when you set up Zoom on your laptop or your tablet or your phone, you can switch the camera so people can see what you're doing.
Oh, well, yeah. You mean turn on my camera?
Like on your phone, you know how you can your face or switch the phone so we can see the room or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why, even if you guys wanted to show us like, oh, we're here and, you want to see that, people can see it.
That's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to be like, look at where we're at. And then if there's people that you want to see or pictures with vendors, all that, I'll do that. I'll definitely do
Gonna have the baby on your hip.
No, but you know what? If you want to see the baby and you guys want to know who's going,
So cute. Brandon had a cute picture too of his twins. They were so adorable. So many adorable baby pictures.
Oh my gosh. So this BWAM right here, this post is the one where everybody's talking about who's going. So if you want to look at that.
Yeah. I tell you what, if I weren't the age that I am, I'd be baby crazy. There's something, I just remember being in my late 20s. Man, a picture like that would have set me off.
All right, guys. Well, then I'll see you from ZeroCloud next week.
Okay.
Have a lovely weekend.
Have a lovely weekend, everyone. See you next weekend is next week is Canopy.
Right.
Get that
next
week.
Oh, okay.
I'll be there.
Oh, it's the 19th. I'm okay.
Okay. Perfect.
I'll be there.
I'll be here next week. It's the week after that I won't be.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll be in vacation the week after, yeah.
So, Brandon, I see you've been posting a little bit with the Revel point of sales. I just had one quick question. Is that connected wirelessly, or do you have to run cable?
No, it's all wireless. There are just a few wires that right there at the point of sale, but everything else is wired, wireless internet. There's just a couple of cables there, and then it's all locked down to the register, to the station there where it's set up. Cool. But it's 99% wireless.
Great.
All righty, guys. See y'all next week.
Okay.
If you have more questions, give me a shout.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
Yes, you did.